Hi, everybody. Welcome. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. So, Chantal was missing for, like, say, half a minute, and then she returned. And Smugtal is back. She's absolutely back. I don't know why she's back. I don't know what she's so smug about, but she's acting rather smug today. And she's got an attitude, and she's going to give us an earful. Well, I'm ready for it, Foodie. I'm ready for the attitude. And I'm ready to talk about the things in the video that you discuss. And remember, whatever you put on the table is up for discussion. So in the newest video, she's talking about there's going to be a new arc incoming. She's not saying exactly what she's going to do for the new arc. She claims that she's going to be taking better care of her health and that she and Salah are going to be doing a lot more for the channel. And of course, she goes after the reaction channels and she's got a lot to say about us. And I have a lot to say to her. So before we get into the actual video, how about we take a look at Twitter? Because there's a lot of great people on Twitter with a lot of great tweets, and I like to include their great tweets in my reacts. So full credit to everyone who posted their tweets. Full credit to all of you. Let me just go on over to Twitter, and we'll start here. So for anybody who wants to follow me on Twitter or join me on Twitter, it's Wow Girl Sarah. Let's start with Jordy. This is a more natural picture of Chantal. It's not completely natural. She's still got the smoothing filter on her skin to disguise all the pores. But yeah, who is this? So the newest video that Chantal put out, she's got her filters turned to max level. But here's Chantal looking completely different. Speaking of that, hold on a minute. Something I'd like to show y'all. Something that I found. Wait a minute. Since in the newest video, Chantal, you were complaining about the reaction channels and saying that we're all ashamed to show ourselves. How about this? This is on Instagram. There's an Instagram account called Foodie Beauty's Side Profile. Here are some natural shots of our girl. There you go. Looking slightly unfiltered. There you go. Here's the real Foodie. I remember these. Like this picture of her in her messy room. This is the real Chantal. This is the real one without the filters. This is the real one. Remember these, Chantal? Remember this was you back at the villa. This was you. How do you like that? So, like, where was the pointy chin even then? Where was it? I didn't see no pointy chin. I don't see no doggone pointy chin. All right, back over to Twitter. Okay, let me just switching screens. So yeah, she goes after the reaction channels, the newest video, and she's saying they're all ashamed to get on camera and show themselves, but yet you won't get on camera and show your real natural self, Foodie. You don't dare. Because if you did, we'd all be in a tremendous amount of shock. If you took away all the filters, if you stopped hiding in the hijab and the abayas and showed us what you really look like now, it would be a complete shock to the system. Okay, moving on to Queen of WTF. Yeah, so in the new video, Chantal is in the car. They've had it for a little while now. And y'all look, the plastic is still on all of the seats. Why? I don't get it. The only thing that makes sense to me is the vehicle itself must be leased. It's not outright bought. Excuse me. The vehicle has not been bought outright. It's being leased. And if you lease a vehicle, if you do any damage to the vehicle, any stains, you got to pay for that. So maybe knowing how messy Chantal is, they cover up all the seats just in case. Also, in the past, Chantal has had accidents, uh, losing control of her bowels. So maybe that's another reason why they're covering up the seats, just in case she has an accident. And if she does, it will not stain the fabric. Just a thought. We all remember how she was back at the villa and she would often poop her pants, sometimes on purpose. So maybe that's it. Okay, this is from Okie Doll. Some of the comments on her newest video. So Girly Girl says, I honestly can't believe, I honestly can't wait for you to get your revenge body. Make everyone so mad, haha. All the anger Pep have is crazy. What? Each exercise workout, keep in mind how many Pep, what are they trying to say? Want to see you fall. Spite it up and get that revenge body. Foodie says, right, and they will still have something to say, still hiding behind their avatars. I'm not hiding behind an avatar, Foodie. But every time you get on camera with your makeup and your filters, you're essentially using a living avatar. And we just saw the pictures on Instagram. Girl, you know that the way you look on camera is not you. And that's part of the reason why when you go out in public, you can't even deal. You've built up a comfort level with getting on camera, with your filters, with the abaya, disguising everything, hiding everything. You're comfortable getting on camera, knowing you can do all that. But once you get in front of actual people that can actually see you, the comfort level is gone. You don't know how to handle it. But yeah, this person's saying, go ahead, get your revenge body. Foodie trying to say that we're all hiding behind avatars, and we're not. When she herself uses a living avatar. Okie Doll says, yeah, let's mark this date and come back in a year. Well, we won't have to wait that long. Queen of W2F also says, Chantal Smug, I am so much better than all of you pose. Yep. What is this? I'm not sure what she's smug about. What is she smug about? What has she accomplished that she can be smug? I'm still looking for the answer to that question. What has she done to where she can go, ha, I've shown all of you. You've shown us nothing. Okay, this is from Holly Go Heavy saying, you manipulative narc hot mess. Not one person has wished death upon you. The entire girl world community doesn't have to be educated to see the writing on the wall. Stay mad doesn't erase 40 years of bodily abuse. Foodie Beauty, spite doesn't win. You're not smart enough. So let's watch the clip.
I'm gone for a day, think that I'm dead. And I know there's a lot of people wishing me dead, which is just like messed up. And
see, she's lying. She's lying. She's saying a lot of people are wishing me dead, but she won't name names. She won't say exactly where she saw people wishing her death. You know why? Because it didn't happen. This is her trying to use a certain kind of verbal soup, some kind of language, to where she's trying to elicit sympathy and outrage from her subscribers by claiming something that isn't true. All those people on the reaction channels, they all wish to see me not alive. And none of those people that are on Chantal's side of the fence, they're going to take the time to look around to see who she's talking about. They're just going to take her word for it. You're going to follow their queen and think that everything she speaks is truth. Chantal's a liar. Chantal's always been a liar. There are two things that are constant with Chantal. Chantal lies and Chantal tells on herself. And in this instance, she's lying. She's lying to get sympathy. She's lying to create outrage, possibly to get people riled up So they will go to the reaction channels and false flag. If people are wishing for your death, Chantal, name names. Say who it is. You can't because it didn't happen. But Holly is right. Stay mad doesn't erase 40 years of bodily abuse. You had this food problem going on since you were young. Even though you've had the time, the energy, the money, and the opportunity to fix it, you never did. Absolutely did not. You don't want to. It's making you too much money. Your problem with food is what's keeping everything going financially. Because without the food problem that you're monetizing, what else would you do on YouTube? You're a one-trick pony. And really, you shouldn't be doing the trick on YouTube. You should be doing it on OnlyFans. Hidden Truth says talk therapy can't give her super chats. That's the issue. And she wants sympathy. She plays her emotions to the VIPs like a fiddle, and a real therapist will not have any of that and will see right through her manipulation. Also true. Well, I would like to add to that, Hidden Truths, the part where you said she plays her emotions. The part that I want to add to that sentence is she plays her emotions, but she also plays the emotions of her VIPs against them. So she uses her problems and her issues to trauma dump on everybody else. She wants people to be concerned for her, to think of her, to worry over her. And she never wants that to stop. She wants to be the center of attention always. And if she can't get it in one way, then she'll get it in another way. Foody's never been about getting attention in a positive way. It's always a negative way. If you're not paying attention to her, she will yell and scream and cry and cause a fuss and go into hysterics just to get the attention back. So she'll pretend that something's going on. She'll get on her channel. She'll make a video rather than go to a doctor or go to a psychiatrist or go to a therapist and work out whatever is wrong and get it settled. She'd just rather talk about it and keep it ongoing. But you're right. She's not going to go into a therapy session where she has to pay someone to listen to her. She's going to get on her channel and expect people to pay her to listen to her gripe and whine and bellyache. Just try to use YouTube as a form of not just free therapy, but therapy that she gets paid to open her mouth and talk. And that's not what YouTube is for. YouTube is a platform for people to share information, find ways to be entertained, maybe find a new recipe or something like a do-it-yourself project. It's a way of sharing positive things, not negative things. She is misusing and abusing the platform, in my opinion. And she's been trying to use the VIBs as therapists for years. Not a single one of her serious issues has ever gotten solved by doing that. She has to go to a real doctor and a real therapist to make the healing get started. But healing is not on her dance card. She doesn't want to heal. She wants to hurt. So here's a comment from the video. Maya says, I'll tell you why you prefer I'll tell you why you prefer this talking to yourself instead of going to a professional, because you can continue living in your own delusions and you don't want to hear the hard truths. Denial won't pull you through this time, though. Fraudy replies with, they never tell me truths, though. They just ask the same questions for an hour and charge me $150. You know, Fraudy, what did I say a few minutes ago? That you lie, but you also tell on yourself? This comment is very telling. So you're saying the problem of the psychiatrist or the doctor or the therapist You have a problem with them asking you questions. And it seems you got a problem with them charging you a fee, a very expensive fee. And yet you'll get on YouTube and you'll dump on people for free. And you expect them to listen to you for over an hour. When you do a live chat, you can go for an hour, 2 hours. You expect people on YouTube to listen to you for an hour to 2 hours at a time. And you don't have to pay them. And yet those people, they really can't help you. They can offer up some simple advice, but they can't get to the heart of the matter. And the vicious cycle continues. Maya says, they never tell you the truth, saying they lie and charge $150. Get real. Stop joking around and start taking your health seriously for once. Yeah, Fraudy does not want to go to a therapist because whoever the therapist is not going to be a abuser. They're not going to be an enabler. They're not going to be a food fetish person. They're going to be a unbiased professional that they're going to listen to Fraudy and they're going to tell her the truth. And she's not going to want to hear it. Fraudy is not ready for the truth. She's not ready to hear the truth. She's just not at that stage, nor do I think she ever will be. So let's get out of here. Let's watch the clip real quick.
People are like, you need therapy, you need therapy, you need therapy. I hate talk therapy. I hate it. I've been in therapy.
You hate the talk therapy because it's not a hug box. That's why they call it therapy. Therapy is not a hug box. It's going into a room with somebody, sitting down, really talking to them because they don't know you. They're not related to you. They're not your friend. They can have an unbiased opinion. They can just tell you things based on the things that you say. And they're going to ask questions. They're going to ask the hard questions to get to the center of what's wrong. And if you're a liar, if you are a manipulator, if you are someone you're used to wearing a mask and getting away with it and manipulating people, you're not going to like that environment. I think one of the main reasons why you won't go to therapy, Fraudy, it's the same reason you probably won't go to inpatient or outpatient and get help, because you can't monetize doing those things. If you went to inpatient, you can't take your camera. You can't film what's going on inside there. You can't put it on YouTube and make money. And you'd be away from Salah. If you could monetize being an inpatient and getting therapy, if you could monetize therapy, you'd be all about it. Because you just can't do it, you're not interested.
So many times in my life since I'm 15, I've seen psychiatrists. I've been to the outpatient binge eating disorder place where they just gave me Vyvanse, which made me feel like I was on some kind of drugs. And I've been through a lot of talk therapy. I've paid a lot of money for therapy, and I just...
When is the last time you've actually paid for actual therapy? I would like to know. I'm curious. When is the last time that you paid for actual real therapy and you went? You didn't just cancel the appointment. Because as I remember, you made phone calls, but you never actually went. So when is the last time you scheduled a therapy session and you went to a therapy session? And you committed to it. And by the way, Fraudy, for therapy to work, you got to keep going. You can't just go once or twice and figure that's all I need. No, you got to keep going. And no, therapy is not going to be comfortable. It's not supposed to be comfortable. You know, change is never comfortable. If you're going to therapy and you're feeling uncomfortable, That means the therapy is working. That means there some changes are happening. You're having different thoughts. You're having different feelings. The therapy is breaking through maybe some of the toxic behaviors or traits or patterns. So if you start to feel uncomfortable, you can't abandon it. But you are against anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. Anything that makes you feel the least bit discomfort, unless it's food, you want to stop.
Can't. I just can't. Like, it doesn't, I just dread it. And I don't, it's not because it's hard to talk through things. It's just, I don't know. I can't get past the feeling that I just don't like talking to one on one with a stranger about it. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it is pretty weird. It's extremely weird that talking to one person alone in a room, you don't like it. But yet you'll get on YouTube and you'll tell all of your personal dirty business to thousands of people over and over and over and over and over again. You reveal things to us that normally people would not share with anybody, not even relatives. You told us all about your STDs. You told us about your lover's STDs. You revealed to us of picking up a used meth pipe and smoking out of it. You've come on YouTube and shown us parts of your body that we did not ask to see, nor did we want to see, flashing us many times. Come on camera and been so zooted out of your head that you were nearly incoherent. I mean, all of this and more. And yet, being in a room alone with a therapist that they know what they're doing, they're educated, they went to school, they know what they're talking about. Sitting alone in a room with someone like that, you got a problem with that.
And talking to you guys, yeah, I just talk to the camera. Half of it I'm talking to myself, and then I'm talking to you guys. And
Yeah, but you know why you're comfortable with that camera? Because the camera doesn't talk back. There's no real live interaction. There's no feedback coming in. It's all just you venting to your camera and putting it on video and then putting the video out there. Because it's one-sided. How can you possibly get better? You don't have somebody there saying, okay, I've heard you. This is what I think is what's wrong. Here's what I think is the core of your issues. You need that feedback. You need someone who is not you giving you feedback. You are in the fire, burning, and you're on the inside looking out. Whether a therapist or a counselor, they're on the outside looking in. They have a different point of view. They see more of the big picture. That's why you need that. And that's why a camera is not good for that, because it can't give you what you need to be better.
It's like a
Yeah, whatever. All right, what else we got here? Okay, we're out of here. Let's go on to the next one. All right. Yeah, so here we go. Here's a picture from the video from Wonder Mom. Yeah, the plastic on the seats. Still got the plastic on the seats. So I guess the car is not fully bought. It's leased. Maybe Salah is afraid that Fraudy will spill liquid on the seats or something just to ruin them. If it's a leased vehicle, they want to keep it as clean as possible, because any stains, they have to pay to have that cleaned or pay for the damage. Also, something I just want to toss out there. I remember when Fraudy was back in Canada, because of all of her excessive, continuous eating, she would sometimes lose control of her bowels. And she would shat her pants. There were many occasions she'd just sit perfectly still, knowing it's coming, and she would not try to get up and fix it. She would literally just sit and poop her own pants. So she's still overeating in Kuwait. Maybe they're keeping the plastic on the seats in case she has an accident. So if she does, it will be easy cleanup. I don't know. This is one from Hidden Truth saying, Foodie Beauty, if you were more honest about your marital status, people wouldn't question it as much. Additionally, there are laws that indicate that you are not married, and you've mentioned using loopholes to circumvent those laws. People are not as naive as you may think. Yeah, I remember that. I remember her saying that she and Salah were looking for loopholes, which begs the question, if you were doing things the legal way, the normal way, why would you need loopholes? You look for loopholes when you can't do things the normal way. You're trying to find a workaround. So yeah, what about these loopholes that you were talking about, Chantal? What's the loophole? Honestly, I don't think the two of you are married. I think that you and Salah have a business arrangement, some kind of financial agreement. Like he comes on camera, he acts like your husband, he says nice things to you, he runs errands for you and goes to pick up groceries. In return, you pay his way. So you have a paid companion. But that's all it is. It's just a financial agreement. It's a situationship. Although, I will tell you, Foodie, since you watch the reaction channels, my last tarot card reading, he's done with you. He's done. He's at his wit's end. He is done. He's a young man. He wants to go out and live his life. And you are a 550-pound ball and chain around his ankle, and he's sick of dragging you around with him. He's tired of you holding him back. And he's right at that edge. He's right at the point where he's ready to say, hey, the juice is not worth the squeeze. I don't care how much money you pay me. It's not worth the life that I am not living, waiting for you to get your crap together. It's the same situation that you had when you were with Natter. Because despite all the money that you threw at Natter, after a while, Natter said, I don't care how much money you have. I want to be with Dee. Because you're a whole lot of problems and trauma and insecurity and jealousy that I just can't deal with. So once again, you found yourself in the same boat with a different person. Okay, this is from Perfectly Imperfect and Dell on Earth. This is an old comment by Chantal. Dell on Earth and Perfectly Imperfect say, God, it's just so evergreen. And now she has 100 plus pounds and maple syrup for blood to deal with too. So here's like the old comment. Foodie Beauty says, OMG, I'm going to rub it in so bad when I lose this weight. I am saving all the you are a failure comments so that when that day comes, and it will, oh, it will, I'm going to showcase them all one by one. Not that I give a flying crap what these insignificants think, but it'll be fun to do nevertheless. The overweight critics better start losing as well because you're going to look pretty doggone stupid riding my coattails when I'm smaller than you. I don't know exactly when that comment was made, but given her picture a while ago, but that did not age well for you, Foodie. You still have yet to follow through with this glow up thing that you talk about. These promises of I'm going to get healthier and I'm going to get smaller. And I'm going to rub it in your face. I'm going to flip you the middle finger. It has yet to happen. Instead of getting healthier, you've gotten unhealthier. Instead of fixing your health problems, you've acquired more. So we may be wrong later, but right now we are right. This is from Perfectly Imperfect. Archiving this clip because it's never going to happen. Let's watch.
I do have to go for a checkup at the doctor. So I'll try my best to remember, which I probably will. I will film my way in at the doctor. No problem.
That's not going to happen. She's not going to film a weigh-in at the doctor. She's not going to find a doctor with a bariatric scale and weigh herself. She would never. Because if she did, then everybody out there would know she's over 500 pounds. And all this nonsense of I'm 365 would go right out the window. She's trying to use a bathroom scale now that doesn't even go up to 400 pounds, and she's well over 400 pounds. She probably spends hours just screwing her off with this scale, trying to find a way to manipulate it. But it's not going to happen, Foodie. You're not going to go to the doctor and show us a true weigh-in.
I have no problem with that.
Then why haven't you done it yet? You were just at the doctor's. Why didn't you weigh yourself there? Why didn't you show us the number? What happened? You were at the clinic. Did they not have a scale that could take your weight? You were just at the clinic. Why didn't the weigh-in happen there?
And then I will come home and compare it to my scales weigh-in, and then you can all suck on eggs.
No, I don't think we're going to suck on eggs. I don't think we're going to suck on eggs at all. What are you going to do, Foodie? You're going to pay a doctor to give you a false reading on a scale? Is that what you're going to do? Is that part of the, keep your mouth shut money you're paying people over there? Because that's what my cards told me. You are paying people to shut up and not talk about certain things. All right. This is from Katie saying, why is her BS meter suddenly back to January 4th when she had set it to the correct date and time? And why is she suddenly using an MGDL again when she said she didn't understand it? Calling it, these are old sugars. More than likely. But if she is trying to fool us with old readings, all she's doing is hurting herself. At the end of the day, if she eats a bunch of sugar, a bunch of fats, carbohydrates, the only person that really gets hurt is Foodie. And she's doing the most damage to her body, and she can't point a finger at any of us for all of that happening. Okay, now this is something interesting from Hidden Truths. This has to do with Salah's friend Allah. He's saying he's lying again. Chantal clearly stated that she had friends who came from Barim, and Allah was the only friend of Salah's that just left from there. Did he not know she said this? They failed to forget the internet forever. Why lie? Shenanigans says Allah decided to show his attention-seeking butt again. Dough Cookies chat on YouTube, we were not having it. So let's look at the screenshots. Thank you, Shenanigans. Okay, Allah says, I want to understand if we open her stomach, what we will find inside. Why are you saying that, Allah? That's kind of gruesome, but okay. Shenanigans says, Allah, did you give Chantal a hijab from Barim? Allah says, I want to understand how you ask me like this question. Then Allah also says, send link for me. I will come up with you. So I guess when he was in Dough Cookies chat, he wanted Dough Cookie to put him up on panel. Tell me that you're looking for attention without telling me you're looking for attention, Allah. If somebody's asking you something in the chat, a simple yes or no would suffice. But rather than say yes or no, you wanted your attention. You wanted Dough Cookie, I guess, to put you up on panel, and you want to talk about something that you could have just replied a simple yes or no to. If Shenanigans is asking you, did you give Chantal a hijab from Barim? You could have said, no, I didn't, or yes, I did, and left it at that. You don't need to go up on panel for that. Allah says, 100% she's lying. I don't give anything. I don't believe you. Allah says, better I go live. I will talk about this because many questions come from me in Facebook and Instagram. So you're going to go live and talk about it? You're looking for attention, sir. And why are you getting questions about it on Facebook and Instagram? Do you not have your Facebook and Instagram locked down to just private interactions from people that you are related to? This also points in the direction of he needs attention. Because if you didn't want anything to do with this, Allah, you'd lock down your account, sir. Miss Anthropos says, Foodie Beauty, wondering where Chantal is. My guess is in the hospital. She got her meds, so decided she could eat anything she craved again. Her last video, I'm not really doing too well. She showed this almost pure sugar dessert. Here's what it is. So here's a dessert that she showed in the video, right? And here's what's in it. Look at the top of the list. 4 cups of sugar. 4. I wonder how that made her blood sugar spike. Like how much it went up after she ate that. Sweet Bonnie Girl says, when Chantal complains about her meds making her sick, she's really complaining about feeling full. She hates feeling full because it interferes with her ability to gorge herself. She had the same complaint when she was on Ozempic. She started abusing cannabis to override it. Yeah, I remember that whole thing. I was there. She started taking the Ozempic because her mother, I believe, Kim, took Ozempic. And through Ozempic and proper diet and exercise, she lost some weight. So Chantal's always looking for a shortcut on losing weight. She doesn't want to take the long road. She wants to take the short road when it comes to fixing her problems. Although with everything going on with her, you can't do that. But she thought, oh, my mom lost weight on the Ozempic. Maybe it'll work for me too. So she took the Ozempic and she started to feel nauseous. And she could not have B moments while on the Ozempic. So to override what Ozempic was doing, she would smoke the green to get her hunger back because she really wanted those B moments. That is the reason why you need therapy. Because the stomach isn't the problem. What's in your mind is the problem. You got to fix that. And yet she just won't do it. Just won't do it. Okay, so that's it for everything on Twitter. So let's go over to the actual video. Little word of warning, guys. The first 6 minutes are just filler footage. I'll try to get past it because there's really no sense in, there's no sense in watching it if there's nothing there. Smugtal does come out in the latter part of the video. So I'm just making sure I am where I need to be. Okay, cool. All right. So for those of you that are watching this video, if you want to stop the video for a second, get some snacks, get something to drink, have a smoke break, bathroom break, whatever you need, go ahead and do that and then come back to the video when you're ready because I don't know how long I'm going to be here. It might be for a little bit. So are you ready? Okay, let's get to it, shall we?
Hey guys, we just have a bit of business to do in Kuwait City, so I thought that I would take you guys along for the ride. Enjoy some of the shots.
Listen, I know this may seem a bit nitpicky, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Okay, so everybody's talked about the plastic on the seats. Couple of things from me. First thing, Chantal, why is it that this footage doesn't show all the vehicle? Why is it like this way? Like, why did you choose this mode for filming? It's not like you don't have an updated camera that can't do like the full picture. What are you hiding? Second thing, can we talk about those glasses? Can we talk about them? They don't even fit on your nose the right way. They're all the way up here, like right there on your brow bone, girl. Why are you wearing those glasses? They don't fit you right. But go ahead.
Kuwait City is gorgeous. I love it.
Okay, like this is all gonna be filler footage, And you can see right here, she's going to talk for like just a few seconds, and then we're going to go right back to the filler footage. And this goes on for about 6 minutes. But you know what? Screw it. Let's go through the filler footage. And like, okay, I'm tired of the music already. So like we got more driving footage. This is lazy content, Chantal. Very, very lazy. Very lazy. Just put the camera on and don't talk and play music over it. This is lazy. And there we go again. Like, so this is her way of eating up time and making the video longer than what it actually should be. Running up the meter. The longer the video is, the more ads that Google could place on it. So she's really scrambling, trying to find anything to make money. How pathetic. And oh, poor kitty. I want to help the kitty. Like, why are we even showing over there? Like, why are you showing that corner? What are we looking at? The cat? She's not talking. Now that was odd. She's in the car with somebody, but she's not showing him. Why didn't she pan the camera over to Salah to show his face? You know, the feeling anymore is something is going on with Salah and Chantal, and he really doesn't want to be on camera with her. Like, ever since Thailand, he has checked out. He does his very best to not show up on any of her videos. More driving footage. How much driving footage do we need? And by the way, Chantal, I do ambiance videos, and I could tell that you pieced very small portions of videos together to make this. You didn't loop it very well. I could see the glitching. Big oops, professional YouTuber. Aw, kitty! Why is it she's got to put every animal that comes within 5 feet of her on camera? I feel bad for the kitty, though. Poor kitty. Okay, are we done yet?
So we're picking up a rotisserie chicken for lunch. I'm going to have some of that with a bit of hummus and some peppers on the side, maybe some veggies just to dip.
Why is she out of breath? She's sitting in a car. It's air conditioned. She's not done a single doggone thing. Why is she out of breath?
And just a bit of the breast meat.
More filler footage. You know, like I watched this the first time, and I don't know if that's Salah standing directly in front of the gentleman in front of the oven. But isn't it funny how he doesn't turn around to the camera and smile or show his face? He's keeping his back turned to where you can't see it's him, if it is him. Now, this piece of footage right here, I was like, why was this included? A shot of other people's cars and driver's license plates, and you had to blur them out. What was the purpose of showing this, Chantal? Because of the dogs? These poor dogs? You got one dog to the side, one underneath the car, one looking at his friends. Like, why did you have to include this?
So I know some of you are going to be like surprised by the street dogs. There's, a lot of wild dogs here just hanging out in the street in packs together. That's the difference between cat and dogs. There's always like cats, but they're always like usually alone. And lone hunters and the dogs are always together in packs, and there's always like a leader. You can tell which one it is.
All right, hello guys. So here is my reading for
And 200, that's not a good reading, Chantal.
this morning.
And listen, you got to stop this gaslighting crap that you've been doing. You just have to stop it. You just cut it out. You come on camera and you show us things like your blood sugar reading of 208, which is really, really high. And you know it's high, and other people know it's high. And then when they comment and say, your blood sugar is extremely dangerously high, and they get on you for doing the mukbangs and eating desserts and sugar and carbohydrates, you get mad at people for telling you things like that. Although you were the first one to put things like that in motion by coming on camera and showing off your reading. So if you don't want the drama and if you don't want the smoke, don't start the fire. Don't treat your blood sugar readings nor other private dealings like content. Don't put stuff out there. Don't put it on the table, because once the stuff is on the table, it's up for discussion and there's no taking it off the table.
It is December 1st, 208. That's pretty good considering, again, my highest fasting in the recent days was 414 mgdl.
Yeah, like I said, I've got a theory about that. The 414 reading, I will put serious money on the fact that that reading came because she did not really truly fast, that she ate something that caused or drank something to cause her blood sugar to spike all the way up before the doctor visit.
So, yeah, that's very good. It's still high, of course. It should be no more than like 100. But it's
Okay, I just had a thought in my head. I'm going to share it before it disappears. What if Chantal did that on purpose? What if she deliberately caused her blood sugar to spike? So the first time she went to the doctor and it was 414, and if she goes back and if her blood sugar has gone down by, say, 200, then the doctor can see that allegedly some progress has been made. She's trying to fool somebody. She's trying to con somebody. That might be a way of doing it. I'm just speculating here, but that would fit with her personality. Always trying to manipulate someone.
getting down there. And last night I didn't record it because I fell asleep pretty early. So, yeah, my stomach is feeling a bit better. I still, have problems with the bathroom from the medication, but uh, oh well, I have to tough it out. So, here it is. All right, so for my first meal, I'm having some low fat cottage cheese, some carrots, and a piece of rye bread, whole wheat rye bread, and with some tuna, homemade tuna melt. So just some tuna, low fat mayo, dill, salt, not salt, pepper, because the tuna is salted in the can, and a bit of light mozzarella cheese shredded on top. And I just put that in the air fryer. And it was pretty good, but it seems like it's missing something. Just wait. All right, trying the mustard and cottage cheese. Very good, actually. Tuna with mustard is also a must. All right.
Wait. Stop. Go back, go back, go back. I have to see that again. Hold on. We're going to cut off. We're going to cut off the sound. Okay, so we're looking at. Stop. Look. She's got mustard not just on the tuna melt. So wait. I'm just trying to put this together. Hold on. So we've got a tuna melt with tuna, melted cheese, and mustard. And she's got the mustard on the cottage cheese. Is that mustard? Or is that something else? I can't be sure. that yellow stuff that's on the cottage cheese, is that mustard or is that some kind of sweet topping? I'm not certain, but it looks weird. It looks weird. I mean, let me blow this up. I gotta see. I want to investigate. Okay, the yellow stuff on the cottage cheese, it does not look like mustard. It looks like some kind of caramel topping. I could be wrong though. I could be very wrong. But adding sauces on top of that tuna melt, the homemade tuna melt. What's in the cottage cheese, Chantal? Did you add sugar? I bet you added sugar.
Trying the mustard and cottage cheese, very good actually. Tuna with mustard is also a must. All right, and for dinner here, I have a salad with 2 tablespoons of French dressing, light French dressing.
I don't believe that's 2 tablespoons. I really don't. That looks like a lot more. Because all of those lettuce leaves are coated. Not lightly coated either. They look drenched.
Olives, tomatoes, and just some romaine, pretty much. Just a basic salad. Okay, and I made this chicken pot pie, but I made a healthier version, okay? Look how flaky this crust is. I used a olive oil crust.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You know what that looks like to me? That looks like she made a regular pot pie. Then she dumped it on a plate, got some of the crust in there, and claimed that she actually cooked that. I don't believe she cooked it.
Recipe.
That looks more like it was frozen. That doesn't look homemade to me.
And I'll put it up here. I took a screenshot. Oh my gosh, you guys. And it's a whole wheat flour. And the filling here, the gravy, more like a cauliflower soup. I blended.
That crust does not look like a homemade crust to me.
Cauliflower and used low-fat milk, a bit of about a tablespoon of flour to make the roux. But it is so delicious. All it is just veggies and chicken and a whole wheat crust made from olive oil. So you can tweak it to make it a bit healthier. I was really craving this and I thought, okay.
If you crave everything, that's the problem. You crave everything. But if you crave something, Chantal, it doesn't mean you have to give in to your craving. You're an adult. You are free to say to your craving, no, I am not going to give in to you. If you're craving something, you could say, no, I'm not going to have it just because I want it. I'm going to hold off. But you don't know how to do that. You want to give in to all your cravings just because you have them.
If I'm going to eat this, how can I make it healthier? And just had a small piece, as you can see, and the salad. So yeah, Bismillah.
Hello guys, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to another video. So we are at the talking part of the video. I'm sorry I didn't.
And it only took her 6 minutes to get to the talking part of her video. You know, had to do all the filler footage that she could before we get to the main part of the video. All right.
Upload yesterday. I might have spots here and there, you know, depending on life stuff. Was pretty busy yesterday. As I mentioned, we had people, friends down from Bahrain. So yeah, now
What friends? What friends? What friends do you have? You've been in Kuwait for over a year now. And you're famous for your story times. Although all the story times we've heard from you are about things that happened in your past. But since you're in Kuwait, you should have plenty of story times about spending time with new friends and going out with the ladies and doing things. You don't have anything to report. You prefer to sit in the house, do your mukbangs, and have Salah cater to you. So Salah has friends, but you don't. So what do you mean by friends?
I did my makeup and everything. I am, we're about to go to a seminar. So there's that. It's going to be about.
Notice she's not saying what the seminar is about.
About 3 hours or so. So,
what's a seminar of? We're interested. We're nosy.
But yeah, I've just been busy with life stuff, like private life stuff. and, trying to feel better. I am feeling a lot better, by the way. I think just like eating healthier and being on medication. And I've been doing something else that I will talk to you guys about shortly, not in this video, but upcoming, that has really been helping with my energy levels, like badly.
I hope it doesn't involve a new fangled project or product that Murad or Salah or Allah or Chantal has come up with. I mean, they already failed with the beezer spray. I hope that Chantal does not come on camera toting some new product. Oh, look, I'm drinking this drink or I'm eating this food and it's giving me all kinds of energy. Just looking for a new kind of scam.
And my appetite. So I'll be talking about that. So I'm still having a bit of tummy issues with the blood sugar medication, but I expect that will be for a little while anyway. I don't know, we'll see. I actually had to like come off of the metformin before because it just didn't go away. But I'm gonna, these are like slightly different, so I'll tough it out for as long as I can and see.
Chantal, I've done some research and I've heard that metformin, it takes a while for your body to adjust. It just takes a while for your body to get used to it. You're just going to have to wait it out.
If not, maybe I'll have to go on something else. Mentally, I'm in a better.
You do realize that every time you stop and start a new medication, you got to get readjusted to the new stuff. So why not just stick to one thing and wait a couple of weeks and see how you feel? And if you're not feeling any better, talk to the doctor, see if you can get a generic version of that same thing or switch to something similar. Because every time you flip flop between medications, you're going to make yourself ill.
Better place, my moods, they come and they go. Like,
well, you should.
I just go through.
You should be on antidepressants. Are you taking them like on the regular? Because if you don't take them on the regular, they can't work.
Phases, bad moments mentally, and but other than that, I'm doing really well, and a lot better than my last video than the other day. And I'm just trying to get into this new era where it's like I just want to become obsessed with just taking care of myself. My health, my looks, my inward, my outward. I just mean like just taking complete care of your body, and I just want to like worship my body and become much more healthy. And that's
if only she cared about herself, if only, but she doesn't. All this time you've been on YouTube, you've never worshiped your body. You've almost punished your body, almost like you were mad at it. What did your body ever do to you that you would dish out such incredible punishments to it, Chantal? Why are you mad at your body? Your body is only responding to what you put in it, what you decide goes in. But you got this thing. I'm going to punish myself, and then I'm going to get mad at people for remarking on my lack of health. Look, if you want to use spite as something to get healthy, if that's what works, that's what works. But I'll be honest with you, I don't have any hope for you. Just because of the fact that you have an issue with food, it's extreme, you need inpatient for a very long time, and you will never, ever get it. You need to be put somewhere where you cannot sneak eat. You cannot manipulate anybody. You have no enablers, and you're not going to have people around you that tell you yes. You need people around you that tell you no and don't let you have your way.
Really just where I want to put my focus right now. I do have some other projects I'm kind of gearing up to work on. Maybe I'll share that down the line, but I am busy with a lot of things in life. And like I said, I'm just learning to really value my privacy. It was a hard lesson, but I realized the more you share with people, it's really not a good thing to do that. You know, keeping your privacy is such a good thing. And I know I shared my health records with you guys, but like when it comes to health and stuff like that, you know, I can choose what I want to share. That's the beauty of having your own channel and, you know, deciding what you want to share.
Well, I'm sure when it comes to anything and everything in your world, you're always looking for content. You're always, sizing things up to see what would make really great content, what would tug on the heartstrings of your subscribers, what would make you money. Where a lot of us, if we had health problems or going to a doctor and getting tests, we wouldn't ever consider that as content, but you would. Because for you, that would be manipulating content. Because by posting it, you are manipulating your own subs. You're pulling on their heartstrings. You're making them worry for you. You're making them concerned for you. And you use worry and concern and drama as a way to keep people tuning into your channel and watching your content. People don't come to you for entertainment. They don't come to you for positive energy or to relax or to chill. Anymore, it's like, what's going on with Foodie? Is she all right? Is her blood sugar spiked dangerously high? Is she going to go to the hospital? Is she going to have a heart attack? I mean, that's the vibe of your channel that you created because you're not getting a handle on your health in any way. You talk about it, but you're not going to be about it. And you wonder why you've lost subscribers. You wonder why a lot of people who used to watch your lives and be part of your lives, even people that used to mod for you, don't mod for you anymore. You lost a lot of people just by not doing the right thing.
And I like that I run the show on my life. Like I choose what to put out into the internet now. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I'm a lot more picky with what I want to put out there.
Yeah, you're always looking for that angle of what can I exploit? What can I talk about? You have no bottom, Chantal. You'll exploit and talk about and monetize anything if it means you can make one more dollar or dime or nickel off of it. You'll exploit an elderly cat for views and for money. You'll even exploit your deceased grandmother for sympathy and for money, which that is incredibly low. You won't let that woman rest in peace. You're so lacking in content that you will scrape the bottom of the barrel looking for something to keep people interested in you. And all the while, you're ignoring the one thing that would actually work for the long term, and that's make yourself interesting and not exploit others for interesting content.
And I think that's been benefiting me and my mental health a lot more. And I'm telling you, if you want to be happy in life, just really choose what you tell other.
Oh, y'all see this? Look what she's got on the screen that she put there. The best parts of my life don't make it to social media. So, what are the best parts? We never hear about the best parts. We see all the bad parts because that's what you choose to put in front of us. But what are the best parts? And if there are best parts, why are you so miserable all the time? Angry, raging in your CP, raging at the reactors. People who are happy don't rage as much as you do. So stay mad, I guess.
People. I've had to learn that the hard way, and I've had a lot of trust betrayal, you know, but overall,
Not the biggest liar and manipulator and backstabber on YouTube talking about betrayal. Not her. Not this one. This one talking about betrayal. When she was with a good man, BB, good hardworking man, she cheated on him. And then she was with Pete's. Cheated on Pete's as well. And she wants to talk about betrayal. She's never been loyal to a single person in her life. She will trade you down the river for a cheeseburger if given the chance. No loyalty except to her wants and needs. She's not loyal to people. She's loyal to that which makes her feel gratified and satisfied.
Overall, at least I learned something from it. And now I'm very, very selective with what I share. But things like blood tests and stuff like that, I don't really mind to share that at all. But things like, marriage certificate, that's like really private for the both of us. That involves two people. And you know what? Like, we don't owe that to anybody. Like, who are these people demanding to see this kind of
Well,
information?
hold on a second. Wait a minute, ma'am. Wait. So, who are you to demand that we come on camera and show our faces? You have an issue with people demanding or asking to see your marriage certificate. But who are you to demand that anybody come on camera and turn their camera on and not use an avatar? It works both ways, Chantal. It really does. Honestly, we don't have to see a marriage certificate. Even if the two of you are really married, let's just say on a devil's whim, the two of you are really legally married. I don't believe that to be true, but let's just say on a devil's whim, that's the case. That somehow, some way, through some loophole, you guys are married. Obviously, it wasn't a marriage based on love or true connection or you both looking at each other as each other's equal and each other's partner. Obviously, it was a marriage of convenience and it was a financial agreement of some sort, a situationship, if you will. And there were agreements about who would do what and pay what based on what each other did. And that's how it's been. There's no chemistry between the two of you. There's no real connection. There's no energy to suggest the two of you are in love and plugged into one another. I mean, we can see it from here. So whether there's a piece of paper or not, it's obvious that this thing is funky. Okay, there's something wrong here. And you're not happy because you're raging all the time. Even in this video, later on, you start talking about the reaction channels. Girl, if you had a man that loved you and if you were fulfilled and blissful over there in Kuwait, you wouldn't have the time nor the energy to complain about us for the 1000th time. You'd leave it alone because you were too busy with stars in your eyes and Salah's a great guy, handsomest man, blah, blah, blah. Happy people have no time nor inclination to complain. And that's all you do is complain. All the time, everywhere, any place you go.
Like, nobody on the internet shows those kinds of things to random strangers, especially those who want to weaponize it against us. Like, we don't owe that to anybody. And yeah, we are 100% fine with you thinking that our marriage is fake, because you can just report us to the government. And I mean, if people show up, we have the paper to show the people who need to see it. Otherwise,
Chantal, I would not be getting on this video and telling people to report you. I'm not saying for anybody to do anything. I'm not urging anybody to do anything. I'm just pointing this out. You are on a tourist visa. You're an expat in Kuwait. You are not a permanent resident. You are not a natural citizen. And they have policies against people like yourself with diabetes being in their country. They look at you as a strain on their healthcare system. So you're telling people, go ahead, report us. At the same time, you got a raging case of diabetes. And they would instantly look at you and say, yeah, she would definitely be a strain on our healthcare system, given the fact that she's got so many health problems and she is super, super morbidly obese. Do we want her being a burden? No. Let's get her out of here. I wouldn't be urging people to report you just based on that. I wouldn't be putting that dare out there if I were you.
it's just for us. We don't really care. You know, I'm at that point now in like life where I'm just like, if you want to think I'm 800 pounds, go for it. I really don't care, especially coming from people who don't even have the nerve, don't even have the courage to show themselves at all on camera. So I really, really.
Okay, you're showing yourself. You guys saw the picture on Instagram. Does this look like the same person? No. Nope. Nope. This is filtered Chantal. This is her living avatar, y'all. The makeup, the filters, the fakeness of it all. This isn't the real her. This is me, Chantal. No makeup. Okay. No makeup. 52. No makeup. No filters. The real me. If you saw me on the street, I look exactly the same. If I saw you on the street, I probably wouldn't recognize you because you use filters so much. But you're about to go into people using avatars, but this is yours. You're not coming on camera as your real self.
Really don't care. I do have to go for a checkup at the doctor, so I'll try my best to remember, which I probably will. I will film my way in at the doctor.
No, you won't. No, you won't. I seriously doubt that you're going to get on a bariatric scale that can go over 500 pounds, and you're going to show yourself on the scale with no messed around numbers. You're going to tear the scale somehow if you can get away with it. You don't want anybody knowing your true weight.
No problem. I have no problem with that. And then I will come home.
I got a question. You were just at the clinic. Were you not? Like a private sector, like you said? Why didn't you do a weigh-in there? Why not show your weight then? I'm pretty sure they had a scale. Why didn't you use the weight scale there and show it to us?
Home and compare it to my scales weigh-in, and then you can all suck on eggs. Anyway, a bit of my sass coming out.
Like this, you know what this is? This is you grumpy and grumbly and cranky and snarky because you can't eat what you really want to eat. Y'all, this is the Chantal that's getting angry because the medication will not let her have a B moment. Like she wants desperately to have a B moment. She's not gone through therapy. She doesn't have any coping mechanisms or coping skills to know how to deal with moments of craving other than giving into them. So the medication is not letting her do what she normally does to self-soothe. And she's not got any fast food in the house. So the anger is building up. So who does she take out her anger on? People on the internet, because she knows that she can yell and scream and criticize all of us, and she's safe behind a camera. Like there's nobody physically in front of her to give her any feedback. She's a coward.
Anyways, I've always just had trouble with stupidity, like just nonsense. I can't stand it. It's a pet peeve of mine, and yeah, but other than that, I don't really care how much people think I weigh. I mean, I've shown my full body. I've never ever.
Shut up, Chantal. I don't really care how much people think I weigh. Then why do I clearly remember you being back in Canada and doing everything in your power to hide yourself and disguise yourself? This was even before you put on the hijab and the abaya. Like you would go into stores and you avoid all the mirrors. And when you had to walk in the park, when you still could walk in the park, you would drive out of your way to go to a park where there was absolutely no one. And if you parked the car at the park, if somebody walked by, just walking by, not even looking at you, or somebody drove up and parked next to you, you give them a dirty look. You absolutely would not get out of that car until there was nobody for at least a mile. If you went in the store, you would pull your collar up over your chin. The fast food restaurants you went through the drive-through so you wouldn't have to go walking in, and you would sit in the parking area and eat your food. Like another sign of being embarrassed. There are all kinds of things you did. Always looking for camera angles, always looking for face filters to disguise who you really are. Because you don't like yourself. You're very ashamed of yourself, but you will never admit that to anybody.
Lied about my weight ever. I've never had issues with showing my whole body. Otherwise, I'd be
Chantal, you cannot take this away. You cannot erase this away. There is a video clip, and I've showed it in some of my reacts, where you were at BB's. You were still living with BB. You got on the scale, and the scale said 377 pounds. That was then. And anybody can look at you from that time period and look at you now and say, you put on at least 100 pounds, if not more. I think it's 150. Anybody can take a picture from that time period when you were almost 400 and look at a side shot of you now and a whole different person. Why continue to lie? You've made it your business to cater to the food fetish people. They would absolutely love to know if you're over 500 pounds. They'd be over the moon about it. I don't even know why you're trying to hide that fact. But I think maybe you're trying to live in two worlds. I'm going to cater to the food fetish people, but I'm going to try to be a skinny legend at the same time. Trust me, you're not.
cowering behind an avatar like everyone else that has issues with their weight, you know? So, I mean, I really just
I'm
don't
not hiding. I'm not hiding. I'm right here, mama. I don't even have any makeup on.
care. So, anyway, I got to put a pin here before we go. Anyways, so that's it. I don't really have much to say. I didn't show my cooking video. Sorry. I'm feeling a lot better. And I actually thought of a really fun exercise activity to do for my channel. And it's also a good way to show you guys more areas of Kuwait. I was thinking of doing a Kuwait walking challenge. So like one day I do walking challenge in like Souk Mubarakia, walking challenge, Al Qut Mall, walking challenge, Avenues Mall. There's so many places in Kuwait that are huge and you have to walk around, like a lot of malls, a lot of parks, a lot of beaches, a lot of carnivals and stuff like that. I would love to do that. That would be really fun. It's going to be super challenging. Okay, I won't say I would love to do it because
I would think the most important thing for her to do, if she's serious about taking care of her health, is to get a complete physical inside and out, find out how her lungs are doing, how her organs are doing, make sure that she doesn't have an irregular heartbeat, and focus more on just dropping some of the weight. Because activity with all that weight could be potentially dangerous. So get checked out and see what's going on underneath the hood before you put the car on the road, Chantal. You should be focused on decreasing your portions, getting down as many calories as possible. Like you're eating to maintain your size. And I will die on the hill with this. I think you're over 500 pounds. To maintain that amount of weight, you have to be eating 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day. If you weren't, you would start dropping weight like that. At your current size, weight would drop off if you just cut down the doggone calories. But if you are at that size and you're not getting any smaller, obviously something's going on. Obviously you are sneak eating, or eating more meals off camera, you can lie to us, but eventually the lie gets found out. Because if we're looking at you and we don't see the visible signs that you are losing weight, we don't see like your face getting smaller or your ears starting to pop out or anything like that, obviously you're lying. We're not seeing the proof that your things are getting better. We're just seeing things getting worse. And you can talk about all these things that you're going to do, but the big question is, are you going to really do them? I don't think so, because you can't commit to anything. You've said, I don't like anything that makes me feel uncomfortable. So you being a 500 plus pound woman that moving around makes you uncomfortable. It makes you hot. It makes you tired. How are you going to commit to walking long enough to burn any amount of calories? You're not going to be able to do it.
Because I honestly, I'm scared to when I think of how big the place is and how much I'll have to walk, and I have to try to find the courage within myself to do it. But I think that would be really, really good content to do. I just want to do glow up content, because I really need to do it. I don't know. I have to say that these health issues, more than anything else, even more than the clots and the embolism in my lungs.
Her focusing on a glow up, that's the narc in her. That's the narc in her. The narcissist in her is focused on the glow up. But the most important issue is not the outside. The important issue is what's going on inside, because the insides are screwed. Instead of focusing on the glow up on the outside, focus on the health inside. Because if the health inside is good, then the glow up will happen outside. You see, that's how that works. A healthy inside leads to a healthy outside. But all she cares about is how she looks versus how she feels and how healthy she is.
More than anything, hysterectomy, this is really scaring me, for some reason, because I just feel it. I just feel like I really, really can't mess around.
Okay, I'm just going to say it. Chantal, this whole diabetes arc, it feels very manipulative and exploitative to me. I think the reason why you're concerned about your health now has nothing to do with real concern. It has a lot to do with Salah is pulling away from you. He is at his wit's end. He is tired of you. He is tired of all the drama that comes with you, all the hate that comes with you, all of the insecurity and jealousy and pettiness and fights that come with you. You're a lot to handle. You wear people out. You stress people out. No one can relax around you. You won't allow that. I think in the beginning, you made a lot of promises to Salah about what you could and would do for him. You kept feeding him empty promises, and you kept him hungry to the point of starving. And he's finally had enough. And he's pulling more and more away from you to the point where he doesn't want to come on camera with you any longer. He's trying to separate himself away. And you're feeling that. And you're trying to appeal to his sympathy bone by saying, I'm sick, Salah. I've got diabetes. But things will be different this time. I'm going to care about my health. Well, you've said that before, and nothing happened. You're doing whatever you can to keep him around just a little bit longer, rather than take care of yourself so that you can stay around a little bit longer. All you care about is him and keeping him around because you put all of your eggs in one basket. You traded everything in your world for that man, a man who did not love you, a man who wants to let go of you. He's just around for the money. And if something serious happens to you, some medical emergency, he's gone. He's absolutely gone. He will not be there to hold your hand if you land in the hospital for anything. He won't be there. He won't be there to be your caretaker if you become bedbound. So if that's the master plan, you might want to scrap that. He doesn't have the medical training to be a nurse, to know what to do and how to do it properly. Like, you have no future with Salah no matter which way you try to go with it. So if you're trying to appear weak in front of him and use the whole diabetes thing to get more of his attention, you might want to stop, because he's done. He is so done. The magic is gone. The ride is over. Time to get off the dance floor. Time to go. Time to go back to Canada. He's at the point with you the way that Natter got to the same point with you, where you threw more and more money at Natter, and Natter reached that point with you also, where he was like, I don't care how much money you offer me. You're too much of a headache. You're too much drama. You're too dangerous. Like, you're running around threatening people if you don't get your way. This is too much. Now Salah is almost there with you. This is what you do to people, and that's why you will always end up alone, because you don't want to take care of yourself, and you try to guilt trip people to stay around you, whether it's a personal partner or your own VIBs. Always using the negative to keep people circling around you. And eventually people break away because they just can't stay around anymore. They're too tired.
And so, yeah, I need to hold myself accountable. I saw some comments where people are like, you did this to yourself and
Yep,
blah, blah, blah.
you did.
I'm not going to say that this is.
How are they wrong? How are they wrong by saying that? She did do this to herself. Did she not? Every morsel of food that went into her mouth went in freely. Every bit of the chemicals she did, she consumed freely. The time she spent with Natter, she did it freely. Nobody forced her. What we're looking at, folks, when we look at Chantal, is a collection of bad choices made and stacked on top of each other, one after the other. And she hasn't stopped. Because if she really cared, she would check herself into inpatient. She would go to that therapy. She would look at Salah and go, listen, it's been a year. Let's just end this. I'm going to go back home to Canada. You do whatever you got to do here in Kuwait. Let's just part company. Okay, we're in each other's way. She won't do it, though, because she's determined to hang on to this person that does not want her. And I'm not putting all the blame on her, because Salah should be enough of an adult to cut this off, and he won't. For whatever reason, he's sticking around. So they're both keeping this suffering going when either one could stop this nonsense. So if they want to suffer, I guess that's their prerogative.
Is an excuse. I fully agree that I have to take responsibility for my own health, 100%. Even if you're a food addict, then you need to get help with your addiction, even if, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I agree 100%. I have to, and that's what I'm going to try to do my best to do, is just really take responsibility, and whatever I have to do now to get control of my health, I will do. I know people are like, you need therapy, you need therapy, you need therapy.
Yep.
I hate talk therapy. I hate it. I've been in therapy so many.
You don't have to like it. No one's saying you have to like it to do it. Just do it. Just freaking do it. It's not supposed to be comfortable. You're not supposed to be comfortable getting down to the nitty-gritty of what's wrong. You're gonna feel uncomfortable. But by getting through that uncomfortableness, you can find the root of the problem and pull it out to where it's no longer an issue. And isn't it worth it? Isn't it worth it to feel uncomfortable if that is the end result and the reward? Wouldn't going to therapy be worth it if that bee monster that's in your head at the size of Godzilla, you finally killed it off to where it's not running amok? You're not riding the horse, Chantal. The horse is riding you. It's been riding you for years. Aren't you tired of it riding you? Aren't you sick of it? Don't you want to control it? You're a control freak. Why are you letting this thing control you? Why are you letting it run amok? Go to therapy if you care. Talk to somebody if you care. That's the only way you can get on top of this thing, because the stomach is not the problem. The stomach is just an organ that you put food into. It processes the food, which turns into energy. You get the energy. You go out into the world and you do things. The stomach is not the problem. The problem is what's going on up here. That's why when you left Canada and you went to Kuwait, the problems never stopped, because they followed you, because they're inside of you. You don't want the problem, find the solution to the problem.
Many times in my life since I'm 15, I've seen psychiatrists. I've been to the outpatient binge eating disorder place where they just gave me Vyvanse, which made me feel like I was on some kind of drugs. And
Well, I got a big question. How honest were you during those therapy sessions, or did you just BS your way through them and just tell them what you thought they wanted to hear? Or just sit there and talk and run your gums, thinking if I bore them to death or I give them enough BS, I can get out of here faster? How honest and open were you with your problem during those sessions?
I've been through a lot of talk therapy. I've paid a lot of money for therapy, and I just can't. Like, it doesn't, I just dread it. And I don't, it's not because it's hard to talk through things. It's just, I don't know. I can't get past the feeling that I just don't like talking to one-on-one with a stranger about it. I don't know. It's weird.
So basically, she's confessing that she doesn't want to sit in a room with somebody qualified and educated, somebody unbiased who could listen to her and give her a valuable point of view and get to the heart of the matter. She doesn't want that. She doesn't want to be somewhere that's not a hug box. She doesn't want to go to someone and she can't monetize what's going on. She doesn't want to be in front of an actual person that can help her. No, she'd rather get on YouTube, have her hug box, have a bunch of yes men, people that will surround her and hug her and tell her everything's okay when it's not. She doesn't want to pay for therapy. She wants to get on YouTube and have other people pay her to listen to her trauma dump all of her problems onto everybody else's shoulders. That's not what YouTube is for, Chantal. It is not a therapy session. It's okay and it's normal to vent, but when you constantly use YouTube and your YouTube channel as a means to dump on others with no regard about what they're going through, what problems they might have, no regard to the fact that your subs, they may be concerned about you, they may worry about you, and you're just making them feel worse. Venting is okay. Trauma dumping is not okay. If you got serious issues, you need to see a specialist. You need to see a doctor or a therapist that can help you. You'll spend $100 a day on takeout, but you won't spend money, the same amount of money on a therapist. that can help you get on top of your problems. Why? Because you won't get any kind of cheap reward out of it. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to get a cheap reward out of it. You're supposed to invest time and money to get to the heart of serious problems to solve them. And it takes time and a lot of uncomfortable moments, but it's worth it. You've been trauma dumping and dumping your issues on people for years on YouTube. How's that working out for you? Has any one of your serious issues been solved that way? No, absolutely not. If anything, you've gotten worse because you've created a whole toxic cobweb system of enabling with everybody around you personally and everybody around you on the internet. And you hate the reaction channels and you hate the reaction community because we are not yes men. We're not going to co-sign on your nonsense. We're not going to agree on the things that you do to yourself are okay because they're not. And that's just something you're going to have to live with, period.
And talking to you guys, yeah, I just talk to the camera. Half of it I'm talking to myself, and then I'm talking to you guys. And
I find it weird that she has no problem dumping on people, thousands of people, on a constant basis. She's comfortable with that. But talking to one person is a problem. I think you like talking to your camera because your camera like can't talk back, like I said. It can't give you any feedback. And that's something you need. Feedback. Unbiased feedback. It's from someone who doesn't know you, doesn't know your YouTube channel. They could give you valuable feedback.
It's like a therapy for me, to talk it out.
Yeah, but it ain't your freaking therapy. Stop using it as therapy. Go to a therapist if you need therapy. That's what they're for. Stop dumping on people, Chantal. Everybody's got their problems. Everybody's got their issues. Stop dumping on people. Did it ever occur to you that that's the reason why you've lost so many subs? You used to have a lot more subs and a lot more people signing up for memberships and all that. You've lost a lot of people because you wear people out with a constant dumping. Stop it. You're a grown woman. You're almost 40. Handle your business or don't. But if you're not going to handle your business, don't come on here and dump about it. Okay, everybody's got their stuff going on. We don't need to hear yours.
So I really enjoy that more, honestly. I mean, that's fine if therapy's really worked for you. And I have been in therapy I mean, I did tough it out a few times that I've been in counseling, and I don't know, it's just...
If you want the therapy to work, you have to go more than just a few times. With your serious issues, it's going to take more than a few visits. You're going to have many, many more uncomfortable moments, but in the end, it will be worth it. Even if you solve only half of your issues, that's at least half your issues solved. That's better than nothing. But you can't just go to one session and expect that they'll wave a magic wand and you're all better. It's not the way life works.
Not for everybody. There's not one size fits all for remedy. So there's many different ways to achieve something. So I'm just trying to, I don't know, we'll see. But for now, I'm trying to stick to healthy eating, medication, trying to...
This is why she's going to fail. I mean, I'm glad she's doing the healthy eating and the medication. That's good, but she's not going all the way. She needs the therapy on top of that. You've got to address the head as well as the body, because the head is what controls everything else. The most powerful thing in your body is your thoughts, your mind. And if your mind is messed up, then the body's going to be messed up too.
Go to bed earlier, which really sucks because I hate the day. Like, I know I always say, I don't know, I like nighttime, but it's healthier.
You know, Chantal, by getting proper sleep, if you're going to bed at night like you should, that would help with the carb cravings because you're not up late at night when they're going to hit you. Okay? But I think you like being up late at night because after Salah goes to bed, that's when you hit the kitchen. When you get your cravings. You can sneak eat then because he's not around to watch you.
Apparently to be a day person. I don't know. Anyway, nothing really new to talk about. I just wanted to update you guys because I know you guys are worried about me. Like, if I'm gone for a day, you think that I'm dead. And I know there's a lot of people.
Well, we're all, you know what, Chantal? We're all familiar with how you work. We are all familiar with how sometimes you will purposely hold off going live or doing a video to make people wonder what's going on with you, because what you're trying to do is create some sort of wonder or curiosity about what you're up to in hopes that that will spike up your views. Yeah, we know that. We've been known over that.
People wishing me dead, which is just like messed up and says more about you than
nobody. Shut up. Nobody's wishing for your death. I've taken a look at the other reaction channels. Nobody's wishing for you to die. I don't know where you got that. That's the message that you are saying to your subs, but it is not true. Not true. She's saying people are wishing for my demise, but she's not naming names. You're going to say something like that, bring the receipts. I'd like to see them. Who are you talking about? I haven't seen anything like that. And I find it ironic that you're making claims that everybody's wishing for your death. At the same time, you get on camera doing mukbangs, eating thousands of calories worth of crap. If anybody's wishing for your demise, it's you, Chantal. You're determining how short or how long your lifespan is. So I don't know if you're over there eating healthy for real and sticking to it, or if you're eating fast food behind the scenes. But if you're sneak eating, if you're eating 2 or 3 meals behind the camera, the only person you're hurting is you.
Anyone else? But I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to die. So yeah, even if out of spite, I don't know, stay mad. I'm not going to let this kill me. Even if it's out of spite.
That's actually a middle finger emoji. Isn't it? Isn't that a middle finger emoji?
I'm not going to die. So, get used to it. Get used to staying obsessed. I don't understand how the people who are wishing that I would die are making jokes about it.
You know, I think she's doing this on purpose. She's making these claims about reaction channels so those who are her VIBs that feel protective of Chantal or concerned for Chantal or feel a kinship with Chantal, what she's doing is inciting them to get mad enough that they're going to go to the reaction channels and false report them or something. This is her being subtle and shisty and sneaky.
Probably smoke like 50 packs a day and sound like they're on death's door more than...
Ma'am, not you who smokes the shisha, talking about somebody else's smoking. You know what, biatch? I got my vape. That was for you, not my audience, since you get obnoxious with the shisha. Ma'am, you are no one to talk about anybody smoking. So, as you say, shut it.
Than I do. I am. Are close to my weight.
Who? Who's close to your weight? Who? Again, name names. Come on, coward. Name names. Stop being cowardly and using all this generalization. Who are you talking about? Who? Who's close to your weight? Show me a reactor that's 550 pounds or better. I'd like to see it. I'm not seeing it.
And also would have no job, would have no content, and would have to go work at a
Okay, now this part really ticked me off. This part right here. So, Miss, I am so busy. I've got things to do. I'm so busy, I have to schedule time to breathe. I got to put it on my schedule. She sat down and made this picture, trying to shame FFG, implying that FFG works at Walmart. What if she did? Not saying she does, I'm sure she doesn't, but what if she did? Why would that be so bad? What's wrong with having a job anywhere? No matter what your job is, if it's putting a roof over your head, if it's keeping the bills paid, and it's buying your food, why is that a bad job? You're doing what you need to do to be responsible to take care of yourself. Look at you, Chantal. You're on YouTube and you make more money than most people. And look what you're doing with it. You should feel really ashamed. You have no excuse why your health is so poor, why your life sucks. You got no excuse. Nothing wrong with working at Walmart. Nothing wrong with working anywhere. We all got to work. We got to take care of ourselves. You're just big mad that Frenchie is making 10 times what you're making. And all she's doing is reacting to you. And she didn't have to get on YouTube showing off her naughty bits, did she? No. She didn't have to date a crackhead either. No. Nope. She didn't have to do half of the things that you've done. And every time she does a live, she gets 3,000, 4,000 people in her chat. When's the last time that's happened to you? So why don't you back off of Frenchie, you jealous freak? You'd be making good money off your content if it were entertaining, but it's not. Don't get mad at everybody else for their hustle and making use of their hustle. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't get mad because you don't know how to play and others have figured out how to play. Biatch.
shawarma shop or something. If I die, you're all screwed. The ones.
What? If she dies, we're all screwed. In what way? Please explain that to me. How are we screwed? How are we screwed? That's what you like to think, Chantal. That's the narcissist in you. The self-important, self-absorbed, conceited, vain narcissist. Oh, I am so important that I matter to a whole lot of other people, that my existence means their income. Without me, they would fall. I think you know the truth, but you don't want to admit the truth. That the reaction channels, we have a power. Yes, we do. That we could easily find another locale and give all of our attention to that person. And that person would get 1 million subs and a lot of views overnight. Their channel would explode. It's happened multiple times. And every time the spotlight gets taken off of you, you freak out. Because your income depends on being in the spotlight. But you're not doing what you need to do on your end to keep your content interesting. Which opens up the door to all the reaction channels to look for other freaking people. But as far as income, we're fine. Okay? We're all fine. All of us have jobs off of YouTube. Paying our bills, being responsible. YouTube is your only job. And you're not making as much money on YouTube as you should because you're not putting the work in. Again, also not our fault. But don't be over there thinking, oh, they better hope that I'm still alive because without me, they'd all go broke. They'd go homeless. No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. But if YouTube demonetized you, you'd be in trouble because everything in your world hinges on your paycheck. On you being in Kuwait, on you having a place to live, and you having Salah. You don't have much to hold on to, and money is the only thing keeping them near you.
Making money off of my back, you're all done for. So you better wish them
well. Yeah, keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. A lot of reaction channels have already started to look for other people to react to, getting that started before anything happens to Chantal. We're preparing because who knows what's going to happen to her? Who knows? She's in bad health. And if something happens to Chantal and we can no longer react to her, we got to find someone else to react to or do something that's not a reaction. A lot of channels have already started to prepare for that day. We are adaptable. We are flexible. Two of the things that she is not. She's a one-trick pony, and people are tired of her one trick, and they're turning away. But we are all preparing for the day when, God forbid, something happens to her. And she's not doing anything to slow that down. If anything, she's speeding up.
around a long time. Anyway, you know what I mean? What would you do if your bread and butter dies?
You're not my bread and butter. You're not. Don't flatter yourself. You're not my bread and butter. I make more money off of YouTube than I do on. The payout for smaller channels is small. It's not that much, even during the highest months of the year. It's just side money. So I wouldn't exactly call you my bread and butter, sweetheart.
It's quite the conundrum. You hate me, but you need me.
You know what? That could also be said of you. You hate us, but you need us. Because without the reaction channels covering you and making you interesting, who the heck would watch? Most of your audience are hate watchers, Chantal. You know this and you have known this. Don't nobody watch you anymore because they love you, because they admire you, because you're an inspiration. They watch you because you're a train wreck. And anymore, you're a boring train wreck. That's what's up.
Sucks to be you. That chicken pot pie I made. Oh my gosh.
Only Chantal could segue from talking about the reaction channels and how much she hates them to talking about chicken pot pie. That was a weird conversation switcher. Okay, I'm done talking about the hate. Let's talk about food. Yeah, tell me how you've not changed. Always got to keep focused on the food.
With just a few tweaks of a recipe, you can make it
No one cares.
lot healthier. Instead of using lard or butter for the pie, you can use olive oil.
No one cares. Move along. Nobody cares about your pot pie.
And it makes actually a really, really flaky pie crust. I was surprised. I was so intimidated by pie crust, but it was so easy, so easy.
You did not bake that. You did not make that from scratch, or else your abaya would have flour all over it. We know you're not neat. You want to convince us that you baked something that you cooked? Show us your kitchen. Show us the kitchen. If I see a bunch of dirty dishes in that sucker, then I will say, yeah, you might have told the truth. Guarantee you took that pot pie out of the freezer, you thawed it out, you made it, then put it on a plate, and made it seem like you made the whole doggone thing. It looked pre-made to me. That crust looked pre-made.
I just put it in the freezer for maybe 10 minutes to make sure it's really cold. You roll it out, you plop it on top of the filling. That's it. I didn't put a bottom crust, just a top crust. And since, my doctor was you can have a wheat toast or something, a little bit of whole grains per day. That's kind of like whole grain flour, whole wheat flour, not whole grain. So, I guess that's it. I'm going to get off of here and put the video out, I guess, whenever I come back. I don't know. But I guess that's all I wanted to say. keeping busier, also helps. Working on projects and stuff really also helps. So,
She does that. She talks about, I've got different projects, but she won't take a minute to say what they are. She's keeping it vague for a reason because there's nothing to talk about.
mental health, keeping busy, you know. So yeah, you guys don't have to worry about me. I'm doing all right. I always pull through. I don't let things truly defeat me, and I will beat this because honestly, it's like kind of like I feel angered at like the health problems and at myself, and I want to like beat myself, beat this unhealthy, self-destructive self, and these health issues. They're not going to get me. Nope.
They've already got you. I mean, I hate to be a negative Nancy, but they've already got you. You say, I'm going to beat this. I'm going to beat this. I don't believe you. I don't believe that you're going to beat this because you're not going to therapy. You don't want to talk to anybody. You want to use YouTube as therapy. That's not working. You're not implementing anything really groundbreaking to break through your problems. You're still going to use YouTube as your therapy when it's not your therapy. So you're going to be essentially repeating the same toxic cycle over and over and over again and making everybody watch.
Sorry. 6-pack health arc incoming, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So
why do I have a feeling that all of this is because of Salah? Has nothing to do with her personally, herself, wanting to do it, or she's put in a position where she has to do it. I think it's a combination of two things. Wanting to do it to keep Salah around because he's tired of her empty promises of getting better. He's sick of hearing it. He's tired of not seeing results. And maybe also because of Kuwait's policies, having people there that have diabetes. Like I said before, Chantal is someone that she doesn't do something unless she absolutely has to. Then she has to get off her butt and do it. So maybe this is a has to moment.
For all of you waiting for me to croak, do you not know me by now? Do you not know that I will do everything in my power for that not to be true? Yeah.
You know what? If that's what it takes to make you healthy, that's what it takes. Make believers out of all of us, Chantal, because right now we don't believe you. We have no reason to believe you. We have no reason to believe in you. You're a liar. You're a manipulator. You're evil. You're disgusting. You tortured your own cats. Two innocent beings. Just to keep people tuning in and watching your lives. You even said that the reason why you were denying your own cat's medical care was because it ticked off your haters. What kind of an evil heart do you have to think that way? To talk like that? I have no sympathy for you. If I had any F's to give, I wouldn't give you any. I'd save them for somebody else. You don't deserve them. Everything that's come in contact with you that's living has been negatively affected. Your family, your friends, ex-boyfriends, even your own pets. You are a foul human being. But if you want to save your life and if you want to use spite or defiance to do it, so be it. Make it happen. But you don't like to feel uncomfortable. You have said that. So are you going to use defiance and spite to get past the uncomfortable? Is your defiance and your spite strong enough to do that? I guess we'll see.
I don't know. My defiance might just save my life in this case.
It might or it might not.
Anyways, see you guys later. Bye. I hope you're all having a wonderful day.
Yeah, shut up. All right, so let me exit full screen. Let's go to the comments. Let's finish it out with the comments. Let's see. So Maya says, I'll tell you why you prefer this talking to yourself instead of going to a professional. Because you can continue living in your own delusions and you don't want to hear the hard truths. Denial won't pull you through this time, though. Yeah, like I said, the camera can't talk back. She doesn't like people talking back. She doesn't want that honest feedback. She has a problem with honesty because she's such a liar. Liars always have the biggest problem with truth. And she's nothing but a liar. Let's see. So Altered State says, why is there still plastic wrap on the seats? She says, we are paranoid. Preservation, I guess. Paranoid about what, though? How does paranoia play into plastic wrap on your car seats? Are you paranoid that something bad will happen on the seats? Is he paranoid that you're going to eat something or drink something in the car and then ruin the car and then you can't take it back? Is he paranoid that you might have a bowel movement in the car? I don't know. Let's see. Here we go. Marvin Lee says, also in leasing, any damage outside of natural wear and tear must be paid for when the lease is up. Best to protect it. So again, this is not a paid for vehicle. It's a leased vehicle. If it weren't leased, they'd have the plastic wrap off. But if the leased plastic wrap is on there, that points in the direction that they haven't paid for it. They're just leasing it per month. She's not making that natitude money anymore. She can only lease a vehicle. She can't outright buy it. This one from Ross Wine says, just pretend you have no knowledge about your health. Follow the advice from medical professionals, and if they say you need therapy, take it till they say it's enough. You have ignored all health warnings, doctor's advice because you thought you know better. Remember, you are the one can't follow the simplest order from the weight loss doctor saying don't eat in a car. This time it's way worse and serious, so do whatever doctor says and ignore what you think. Yeah, she's got to throw up her hands and say, I surrender. I don't want to know what I'm doing. So I'm just going to listen to people that do know what they're doing. You know, stop thinking you know everything, Chantal. If you did know everything, you wouldn't be so sick. Up. Here we go. Oh, I lost it. Sorry. Miss Elias says, Foodie, are you worried about Crystal Station taking the crown? And Foodie, of course, is going to say, okay, who's that? Who's that? Oh, wait, wrong one. Sorry. She says, who? Miss Elias Gallagher says, look up Crystal Station. Trust me, she's a bigger train wreck. The reaction channels would just be watering at the mouth to get the views. Well, thanks for the tip. Thanks for the tip, Miss Gallagher. Thanks for the tip. I'm going to have to look into this person because Foodie is getting rather boring. And like I mentioned earlier, the reaction channels, because there are so many, we do have the power to focus on other people. We can react to whoever and whatever we want. And Foodie is sweating bullets and nervous that we will turn away from her. Whoever that channel is that we react to, they're going to get tons of views and attention and subs out of the reactions. And she's the one that needs them. But she thinks she's like the hottest ticket in town. Well, she's not. So thanks for the tip, Miss Gallagher. I'm going to look her up. I'm going to see what she's all about. You know, just in case something happens to Foodie, we got to find another train wreck. So I'm going to look into that one. Let's see. Looking. Looking. There's a lot of encouraging comments here. All right, so that's it for this react. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. Something got bumped. Anyway, that's it for this react. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. I would really appreciate it. Thanks for joining me and watching this, and everyone have a great day. Bye now.